I thought I had the perfect marriage with Jessica. 6 years together, building our dream home in the suburbs, planning our future with such certainty. Then one night over dinner, she casually suggested we try an open marriage. My world collapsed in that moment. Looking back, I should have seen the signs. The late nights at work, her sudden obsession with her appearance, the locked phone always facing down. I was blindly in love, ignoring what was right in front of me. Before I continue this story, let me know where you are watching from, and hit like if you think I was too naive. I could have really used your advice back then. Jessica and I met at an art gallery opening in downtown Chicago. I was there supporting a college friend who had finally gotten his work displayed. She was radiant in a blue dress, studying each painting with genuine interest, while everyone else just mingled and drank free wine. I gathered my courage and asked what she thought of the abstract piece she was staring at. Her answer was thoughtful and witty, making me laugh harder than I had in months. We exchanged numbers, and I called her the next day, breaking the 3-day rule because I simply could not wait. Our first date was at a small Italian restaurant where we talked until the staff started cleaning up around us. Within 6 months, I knew she was the one. The proposal happened at the same gallery where we met, and the wedding followed a year later. A beautiful ceremony with 100 of our closest friends and family. The first few years were everything I had hoped for. We bought our first home in a nice suburb, a modest 3-bedroom place with a yard where we talked about our future children playing. Jessica excelled in her marketing career, while I worked my way up at a financial consulting firm. Weeknights were spent cooking together or watching shows cuddled on the couch. Weekends meant farmers markets, bike rides, and dinner parties with friends. We were that couple others looked at with envy. Life seemed perfect, but perfection never lasts. The first changes were subtle. Jessica started staying late at work more frequently. Her company was expanding, bringing new clients and responsibilities that she seemed thrilled about. She began attending networking events several times a week, coming home energized about new connections and opportunities. Her appearance changed gradually. The casual, comfortable style I had fallen in love with was replaced with designer clothes and expensive accessories. She started getting her hair done every 3 weeks, instead of every 3 months, joined an exclusive gym with a personal trainer, and spent more on makeup in a month than she had in our first year together. Our intimacy dwindled. The passionate kisses goodbye became quick pecks. Our deep conversations about life and dreams turned into surface-level discussions about schedules and household tasks. When I tried to recapture our romantic evenings, she would be too tired or preoccupied. Most concerning was her phone. Once left carelessly around the house, it now never left her side. The screen was always locked, notifications hidden, and she would place it face down whenever she set it aside. If it rang while she was in another room, she would rush to answer it privately. I tried bringing up these changes several times. "Is everything okay with us?" I would ask. Her response was always reassuring. "Of course, I am just stressed with work." Or, "We are fine, Calvin. Stop overthinking things." I wanted to believe her, so I did. Then came that fateful evening. Jessica texted that she was cooking a special dinner, unusual since we normally shared that responsibility. I came home to find candles lit, wine opened, and her favorite salmon dish prepared. After dinner, as we sat on the couch with our wine glasses, she took my hand and said the words that would change everything. "Calvin, I have been doing a lot of thinking about us, about life, and what I need right now." Her expression was serious, but calm. "I love you and value our marriage, but I feel like I need more space to explore myself. I want us to consider an open marriage." The wine glass nearly slipped from my hand. An open marriage. Where is this coming from? She spoke carefully, explaining how she had been reading about polyamory and ethical non-monogamy, how many modern couples were embracing this lifestyle with great success, how it might bring a new energy to our relationship. Our connection would still be primary, she assured me. This would just give us freedom to explore connections with others without guilt or secrecy. I was devastated but tried to remain calm. "Are you saying you want to sleep with other people? Are you already interested in someone specific?" "This is not about any particular person," she claimed, though her eyes shifted away momentarily. "It is about personal growth and being honest about human desires." The discussion extended late into the night and continued over the following weeks. Jessica brought home books on open relationships, showed me podcasts and articles. She insisted this could strengthen our marriage if we approached it with maturity and communication. My heart resisted, but I feared losing her more. After a month of discussions and my own research, I reluctantly agreed to try with clear boundaries, complete honesty about who we were seeing. Protection always, no overnight stays, and our marriage remained the priority. Jessica agreed enthusiastically, saying how proud she was of my open-mindedness. Within days, Jessica had created dating app profiles and was messaging potential partners. I half-heartedly did the same, but my heart was not in it. Each time my phone showed a match, I felt sick imagining Jessica with someone else. 2 weeks later, Jessica went on her first date. She came home at 2 a.m, ignoring our agreed-upon midnight curfew. When questioned, she explained they lost track of time talking. Her outfit and freshly applied lipstick told a different story. While Jessica quickly established regular dates with people she met, I managed only 2 uncomfortable coffee meetings where I mostly talked about my wife. My dates could sense my reluctance and did not pursue second meetings. Jessica began breaking our rules one by one. First, the overnight stays began with excuses about drinking too much to drive safely. Then came the vague descriptions of where she was going and who she was meeting. Often she would say she was meeting a female friend, only for me to discover through social media that the friend was elsewhere that night. I tried to maintain our communication agreement, bringing up these concerns during our weekly check-in talks that had been part of our original agreement. Jessica would listen, apologize for the miscommunication, and promise to do better, only to repeat the same behaviors the following week. Despite my pain, I continued trying to make our new arrangement work, clinging to the hope that this was just a phase that would strengthen our marriage in the long run, as she had promised. The truth began unraveling on a Tuesday afternoon, when I used our shared laptop to check email. A notification popped up from an unfamiliar messaging app. I knew I should respect her privacy, but after months of half-truths, my finger clicked before my conscience could object. The messages were between Jessica and someone named Jackson Thompson. The conversation was intimate and extensive, going back nearly 4 months, predating our open marriage discussion by several weeks. My stomach churned as I scrolled through detailed accounts of their encounters, plans for future meetings, and explicit photos exchanged. A quick search revealed Jackson Thompson was the CEO of Blue Sky Tech, a major client of the marketing firm where Jessica worked. 45 years old, divorced twice, with a reputation for dating employees from companies his firm partnered with. I found pictures of him at industry events, including one where Jessica stood nearby looking at him with undisguised admiration. When Jessica came home, I confronted her with what I had found. Her initial denial crumbled quickly when I mentioned specific details from their conversations. She switched to justification, claiming she had planned to tell me about Jackson but feared my reaction. "This is why I suggested open marriage," she admitted. "I met Jackson and felt a connection I could not ignore, but I did not want to lose you either. So rather than being honest, you manipulated me into accepting an arrangement that would let you cheat with permission." My voice remained eerily calm despite the anger boiling inside. Jessica promised greater transparency moving forward, swearing that Jackson was just one of several connections she was exploring, not someone special. I pretended to accept her explanation, while my trust eroded completely. The following weekend, needing someone to talk to who knew Jessica well, I texted Sophia, her best friend since college. We had always gotten along but rarely spent time one-on-one. She agreed to meet at a coffee shop far from our usual neighborhood spots. Sophia seemed uncomfortable when I arrived, fidgeting with her cup and avoiding eye contact. After casual small talk, I mentioned the open marriage situation. Her expression shifted from discomfort to surprise. "Open marriage? Is that what she is calling it?" Sophia asked. My heart sank. "What do you mean?" Sophia hesitated, loyalty to her friend, clearly conflicting with what she felt I deserved to know. Finally, she sighed. "Jessica has been talking about Jackson for months. She told our friend group he might be the one, and that she was figuring out how to transition from you to him without losing financial stability." The coffee turned bitter in my mouth as Sophia continued. Jessica had apparently bragged about Jackson's wealth and connections, his luxury condo and vacation properties. She had shown their friends expensive jewelry. He had given her items she had hidden from me. I'm sorry, Calvin. I should have said something sooner, but she is my oldest friend. Though frankly, I do not recognize who she has become lately. Sophia then shared that her own relationship had recently ended after discovering her boyfriend cheating. We found comfort in our mutual betrayal, exchanging stories and support. What began as a one-time conversation turned into regular coffee meetings, where we helped each other process our pain. Meanwhile, the situation at home deteriorated rapidly. Jessica announced she needed a pause on our marriage to explore her connection with Jackson without restrictions. She claimed this was still within the open marriage framework, just an adaptation of our original agreement. While organizing our tax documents, I discovered Jessica had transferred significant amounts from our joint savings to her personal account over the past 3 months, nearly $40,000 gone without discussion. Our arguments grew more frequent and intense. When cornered with evidence of her deceptions, Jessica began attacking me, claiming my lack of ambition and boring personality had driven her to seek excitement elsewhere. According to her, I should be grateful she wanted to maintain any relationship with me given the upgrade Jackson represented. One night after Jessica canceled our anniversary dinner for a work emergency, I discovered emails between her and Jackson that shattered any remaining illusions. They discussed their future together after his upcoming promotion to the parent company board. Plans included her divorcing me, their wedding at his Hamptons property, and strategies to maximize her portion of our assets in the divorce. Most devastating was their mockery of me. Jessica shared private details about our intimate life, my insecurities and family struggles, all of which Jackson found amusingly pathetic. They joked about how oblivious I was to their relationship, even when Jackson had attended the same industry events as us. I sat in our darkened home office until sunrise, moving from shock to grief to a cold, clarifying anger. By morning, I had made my decision. I would not be the pathetic, manipulated husband they laughed about. I would take control of my life again. The next day, instead of confronting Jessica, I contacted the top divorce attorney in the city, a woman known for her ruthless effectiveness representing betrayed spouses.